Okay, I'm in equations number 5, Google Jamboard, and in equation number 1, I have negative 14 equals negative 22 minus x over 3. Step 1, do you see parentheses? Nope, so I don't need to eliminate them by the distributive property. Step 2, combine like terms. I look left, there's only one term, so I can't combine it with anything else. Then I look right. On the right side of the equal sign, I have a constant, negative 22, and then an x term. Those are not like terms and cannot be combined. Step 3, get the variable on one side of the equal sign. Well, here's my equal sign. On the left side, there's no x. On the right side, there's an x right here. And so my variable is already on one side of the equal sign. And so since it's on the right side, I need my numbers on the left side. So this number right here, negative 22, I need to move it to the other side. And to move, I either add or subtract. So how am I going to get negative 22 to cancel on this side and be on the other side? Well, do you see how it's negative 22? What would the opposite of negative 22 be? That would be positive 22, right? And if I add 22 to both sides, then the negative 22 plus 22 will cancel, right? Negative 22 plus 22, that cancels. That's 0. So on the left side, you're left with negative 14 plus 22, that's 8, right? Different sign, subtract, keep the big guy, bring your equal sign straight down. And what term is this right here? This is negative x over 3. So I bring that term straight down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the negative sign in the denominator because in previous videos I have explained how this is going to save you a step when solving the equation. So whether the negative sign is out front or in the numerator or in the denominator, it all means the same thing. So x over negative 3 is what I have here. My x is on the right side, numbers on the left. Fifth and final step is to solve. So how am I going to undo this division? I would need to multiply, right? Multiply by this number in the denominator, which is not 3, but negative 3. So I multiply the right side by negative 3, or negative 3 over 1, and I multiply the left side by negative 3, or negative 3 over 1. Now, on the left side, I have negative 3 times 8. That's negative 24, right? Same sign's positive. These have different signs, so my answer is negative. Equal sign comes straight down. Of course, these negative 3's simplify to 1, right? Because you have a negative 3 in the top and a negative 3 in the bottom. So that is just 1, or 1 times x, which is x. And so this is my answer. X equals negative 24. As you can see, I have all work shown for every step. I must circle final answer. This is how I receive full credit. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are also equations you need to solve. Numbers 7 and 8, you're going to take the sentence and write an equation from the sentence. You do not need to solve the equation. So number 7, I have 32 minus the product of 9, and the number is 140. So I have 32. Then I have minus. I'm going to put a minus sign. Product, what does the product mean? The product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So I'm going to multiply some numbers together. I'm going to multiply 9 by a number, some unknown number or some variable. Let's just call it n for our unknown number. So I need to multiply 9 times n, or I could write that as 9n, because if I have a number written next to a variable, that is understood to be multiplication. Then I have there's my equal sign, and 140 on the right side of the equal sign. So that's how I take the sentence and write it as an equation. But again, I do not need to solve the equation. I just want you to write it. Number 8, negative 8 minus the product, that's multiplication, the product of 3 and some numbers. So let's just call that n. So negative 8 minus the product of 3 and n means equal. So remember my equal sign. On the right side, I have 19. Okay, so there's my equation. I do not need to solve it. So once you finish all the equations in this Jamboard, be sure that you go back, click View Assignment, and turn it in.